Is Six going to accompany me? Hopefully he doesn't disappear this time. Okay, he's good. Let's go talk to Mayari. I wanted to thank you for coming to the service. His mother appreciated having another Elberethian there. His mother seemed to think he died here on Iox, or... yeah, I'll do that. His mother seemed to think he died here on Iox. What did you tell her? I told her that he had an accident with his equipment. I didn't tell her that her son had disappeared off-river into the depths of the Nebula. She would worry for his soul, Aliya, if you can understand that. Why would she worry about his soul? Souls are carried by the rivers, Aliya. The rivers are nothing but ghosts and voices. To die off-river is unthinkable. Professor, what did you make of the crown? Disappointing. What were you expecting? I was hoping Renba had found something worth the cost. Some of the Empire's greatest relics are more than they first appear. The crown had some kind of mechanism. Devices, such as the crown, recordings of important people. The emperors believed in the loop, of course, but they still feared death. How do you know this? The emperors record themselves? You should come to the temple more often. You don't need to dig up an empire, Aliya. They wrote everything down in letters that we can read. The death of the emperors feared was the death of the future. They feared the fall. The emperors knew it was coming, and they guarded what they could against it. Stored whatever knowledge they could. That was what I had wanted Renba to find out there. I should have told you. I knew what Renbo's doing, only you're not the easiest person to talk to about my beliefs. They were Renba's beliefs too, you know. What did you make him do? You understand the loop, Aliya. Even if you deny it, you understand that everything which happens will happen again, and everything which happens has happened before. What does this have to do with Renba? The fall, Aliya. Iox fell, Aliya. The Empire collapsed. Our protectorate is the Empire of old, and the fall will come again. And if we are not ready for it, we will not survive it. What were you hoping to find? Everything on Iox was destroyed. So we thought. That's what Renba was doing for me out there. Trying to learn how the fall will occur. But Renba found something inside one of his robots. He found the cause of the fall. Or probably the Empress was the one that caused the fall. I don't know. The robot told him something. Set him to digging up something on a moon near Elbereth. He hired laborers from the Elbereth markets to do the work. And then I heard nothing until he sent me that brooch. But the robot knew about the fall, Aliya. The robots know everything. The robots might know, but they can't remember. Six barely remembers being woken. Re-awoken. The robots have no memory of what came before. Before they were buried here, they were wiped clean. But I don't think a robot can truly forget. No, more than a soul in the loop can be lost. The loop sustains us all, Aliya. All. What do you want me to do? The fall is coming, Aliya, faster than we think. Find what Renba found. We have to know what will happen. Renba discovered the last Emperor's body. He died without returning to the rivers. Did you see the body? No. Perhaps I can help you. Yes? Why didn't you tell me what Renba was doing earlier? Why did you keep it a secret? Aliya, I've always treated you as warmly as I'm allowed, you know that. Allowed by whom? As Six would say, we all have our primary users. Shaniki found a huge ship buried in the dust. Much bigger than anything we can sail. A gigantic ship. That's what he found. Just the kind we will soon build then. There was something I wanted to ask you. Do you know how Janiki's ship might have exploded? I imagine he didn't know how to sail it. I told him to take a robot. Why would a roboticist travel without a robot? He didn't want any evidence of his hiring laborers. It's not illegal, but I don't know what he did with them. Aliya? Is the university flourishing? I think so, Aliya. Perhaps one day you'll spend a bit more time here and see for yourself. I don't know if I want to ask her about the Heavens Vault quite yet. You have more books than Huang. Those books are not his, nor are these ones mine. Because they all belong. Nice view you have from here. Yes, it is. There are a few other trees on Iox, of course. But I would happily chop them all down if it kept this one going a little bit longer. Is there a copy of Mazwai here? Of course. You know Mazwai was a sailor and a scholar. Oh, Huang mentioned her? Is it her? Why are you looking like that? Oh, no reason, my dear. But it's curious how we all have our places in the scheme of things, isn't it? She thinks that Aliya is the reincarnation of Mazwai? It would make sense if Mazwai was writing about the vault. Looks like we can't ask her anymore. Oh. This is the same design as the one below. I suppose it symbolizes something. It represents the Great Loop. Truth built inside truth. Yes, it is the thing for truth. I knew that's what it looked like. Truth within truth. That's why the symbol for truth always looks like all of the cubes stacked together. be seeing you, Aliya. Are you ready to go yet, mistress? Soon, not yet. I want to see if Wang has reset so I can provide him with more words. So the observatory and the vault are one and the same. There isn't an extra site beyond it. But maybe we'll have to tootle back to Elbereth and then return. Yeah, if I had been going to and from Iox from the very beginning, I probably would have accrued more lore along the way. I'll see you soon, Wang. See you soon. Yeah, I didn't want to tell her that I understood what Sleeset was. Because then... Oh, Aliya. Good faith to you. I really wish the random NPCs wouldn't talk to you. If they didn't have anything good to say, that is. But yeah, even the banners of Iox or the banners of the university are the symbol for truth. That's it right there. And it's somehow connected to the loop? And how is she not aware of the fact that the Empress resides inside 6? Well, let's get off this rock. This way, mistress. And so we left the university. And I'll see if I can find those final translated words. Aboard the Nightingale. Let's start sailing. I'll prepare the chalks, mistress. Anywhere we can go. Yeah, we still can't go to Renaki. And I know I don't want to go to the ancient site immediately. So let's go to Elbereth again. We'll probably just hop between them so that we can learn as much as we can from the Ioxians at the university. Because I suppose I should have been going back to Iox intermittently this entire game, because then I would have had an opportunity to get more words from Wang. I probably could have just asked him to take everything up. But will he have more to say? He has nothing to say about Sleeset or about... Oh, maybe Arroy would like to know more about the robots in this manner. Maybe she can point me to Renaki?
All the rivers of the Nebula flow to Iox in the end. If you tie off your sail, Iox is where you'll wash up. It's the heart of the Nebula. Or else, it's the gutter.
The gutter. That does make sense. But in all of the depictions, for instance, when we were back at the location with the book, it seemed to show a source, and then there were 3 rivers, 3 worlds, 3 points. And it's interesting because at one time, Elbereth must have been full of water. Obviously, Mercy has tons of water. Yeah, it doesn't seem like 6 is imparting any new information onto us, aside from barking orders. I'm going to rest. Mistress, I'm receiving a message from Professor Mayari. Put her through. Aliya! I want you back on Iox, Aliya. I learned something from that crown you found. Waste no time. I have something I must tell you. We'll come straight to you. She has encoded no kind of reply to that, mistress. It appears to have been a message sent in haste. Let's take to the river. I will ready the sheets, mistress. Oh, I really wonder if we're going to have to go back to Elbreth several times now, because every single time I come back to the ship, Mayari's going to tell me a message that I should have been getting. So, imagine. If I'd gone from Iox, done some of the stuff at Renba's cache, did the funeral, and then every time I went to a world, I was technically supposed to go back to Iox to fill her in on everything, but because I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh, I might have to go back several times to get all the messages. Because she was probably supposed to be informed of everything along the way. Is it going to do everything in order too? Because it seems like I can't tell her about the Empress, and I can't tell her about the garden. Take the tiller for me. So this might be... I'll see how long this goes for. How long I land on Elbreth, get back onto Iox, land back on Elbreth, get back to Iox, because I know if I go to the Uncharted site, I have to continue on to the vault. There's really no turning back. So I might have to continue this course again and again. We better see what Mayari wants. It must be important. Yep, and we're being taken right in that direction. Did she find the Emperor in the crown, perhaps? Did he leave a message? Oh, could you imagine if the Empress took over Six's consciousness? And then they started arguing. Ugh. Like, daughter, is that you? Hello, father. I see you escaped the wall that I set you in. Ugh. Well then? Aliya. And the robot. What do you call it? 6? You said something about the crown. Yes, I did. I've taken a decision. I'm excited about it. Time is against us all, and I've decided to take you into certain confidences. Is this about the fall again? I don't believe that Iox is going to fall. What you believe is not important. As you know, Renba was looking into the fall. Let me show you what Renba found. It's connected to the crown you found. 6 to me. Professor. Sleset. It's gonna turn him off. Is she gonna put the crown as a loop instead? Re-ongset. Set Siang. Is that Elberethian? It's ancient. Renba discovered that robot cores can be accessed directly, verbally, if you know the right words. Set Siang. It wants you to ask it a question. It sounds a lot like Elbereth patois. I knew it was old, but it sounds like the language on Elbereth. I remember a few words of patois anyway. Catkiss? Catkiss, I, hua, bo, ket firelsa el. Salehua? Salehua, I ya, haumeki, ri ari. Huameke. That's a pretty bad thing to say to someone. But then, so is Salehua. Elberethans really are talking in ancient. What is it talking about, Aliya? Give me a moment. Micus. Micus I kis bo ke. How is 6 talking ancient? I think all robots speak ancient internally, but Renba found a way in, a word. Malifa. It means fall. Mia, Malifa. Witsale, Malifar, Ori Elbereth. Kadikokis, Malafar, Bo Meki, Siboar, Haimenekat, Set Siang. That's as far as I've managed to go. Aliya, I need you to do better. Renba was from Elbereth. He would have known patois, like any other street kids. You think that's how he did it? Then can you? Maybe. It sounds all wrong in 6's voice. Set Siang. Malifa. Wetsale Malifar Mori Elbereth. Kadiokis Malifar Bomeki. Siboar Himudikat. Set Siang. Mori is patois, it means near. Miameki is robot, perhaps Meki is similar. It's waiting for an answer, I think. Humanyaki Kat. Humanyaki Kat I Boyaki Katya. Humanyaki is a patois word, Professor. It means essentially grow old and die. Set Siang. Malifa. Wetsali Malifar Mori Elbereth. Kadiokis Malifar Bomeki Siboar Humeniakat. Set Siang. It loops this part. Wetsale. Wetsali Malifar Ori Elbereth. Wetsali en Yakifis Ya. Set Siang. Malifa. Wetsali Malifar Mori Elbereth. Kadiokis Malifar Bomeki Siboar Humanyaki Kat Set Siang. Mistress. Excuse the interruption, mistresses. What is it? You both look most surprised about something. I cannot experience surprise, but something has come into my mind. Kadiokis Malifar, Humanyaki Kat, Iox, the fall, the palace of decay. The withering palace, mistress. We have been there. And what did you find? There had been robots there, Professor. The robots were gone. You think the robots brought about the fall? Impossible. There was a voice just like that inside the crown you found. An emperor's voice. A message from the last loop. Renba was close to something. I need you to find it. If you have a moment, what do you know about the Heaven's Vault? Huang said you knew a story about it. Of course. Everyone knows that story. It's a story from the old sea. It's not important. The old sea. The loop says the old sea never existed. It's only a story. I suppose they didn't tell you stories at the orphanage? I would have told you stories if you had been with me. Tell it to me now. Very well. Once there was an island, home to a wild and wonderful people in the middle of the old sea, and it was sinking. It had always been sinking. The rocks that formed its cliffs and shores were crumbling. The fertile soil was clawed away grain by grain by the sea wind, but it happened so slowly the people said it was natural. They believed the island would heal, like a wound, until the night came when the sea crept into their houses and swept their children away. The people blamed themselves. They prostrated themselves before altars. They begged for forgiveness, but the sea did not stop. It took their children, then their fields, then all the lower lands. Soon the island was no more than a hill. Kings climbed on kings. All hope was lost, so they felled their last fruit tree to build a boat. The boat was not large, but it was strong. Strong enough to sail beyond the edges of the world. No one knew how far it would have to go to find a shore. And what happened? The boat set sail. It leapt beyond the horizon. No one had ever sailed so far. No one knew if it would ever land. And the boat's name, they say, was the Heaven's Vault. The Heaven's Vault is a ship. It's a story for children, Aliya. To make them clean their teeth and weed their potatoes. Nothing more. I'm sorry you didn't get to be a child on Elbereth. Your life here would have been better. Professor. Thank you for the story, Professor. That's all right, Aliya. It's good to know you're not too old for stories. Now, there was an option to leave 6 with her, but why? Good faith to you, Aliya. Perhaps we should return to the ship now, mistress. We've still more to do here. If Elbereth patois is spoken ancient, then the control words for robots sound like... Wait, is it... Maybe it's patois. I suppose the control words are ancient. Patois? Patois? Rather than patois? I don't think they're French per se. I wonder if I'll be able to speak with him. Oh. Renba must have tried a word of Elberethian when working with Six, perhaps by chance. If he was from Elbereth, maybe he jabbed his thumb with a screwdriver and swore. It seems remarkable this had not been discovered before. I wonder if someone had discovered it, and simply not told anyone. Ah, Amadu. But then why would he make all of his into lifeless servos? Aliya, always a pleasure. Listen, Huang, read anything good recently? I've been researching loop text grammar. That's taking all my time. I've got a few things for the curators. Glad to hear it. A compass. Have you seen anything like this compass? Let me see. The inscription reads, "Sail for home." I think you're right. Interesting. I've seen something similar, I think, that was also inscribed. Let me see if I can find it. I've really got to tidy up sometime. This was written on a brass telescope. It was found adrift in the 14 flows. This is two words, not one. But where does one word end and the next begin? Oh, love. Probably loyal. Loyal prow? Loyal prow. Do you have anything more like that? Let me see. How about this? It's a sketch of a dented sextant. It was found buried here on Iox, back in Mayari's supervisor's day. This one is a broken piece from an even longer phrase. Okay, something about flow. The winds flow... Oh, rivers. Rivers, yes. Let's see. Take me all places where the rivers flow. That makes sense. I'm sure my translation for places is correct. And flow must be right too. Where? Yes. Because it's a place. Take me all places where rivers flow. That will do for now. Do you have anything more like that? Let me see. No, nothing comes to mind. The curators will be most interested in the compass, I'm sure. Take it. Good faith to you. I'll be back shortly. So inscriptions, solvable. Let's see. Your work makes the rivers flow. And in the garden sundial, bless this place and bless this people. Because place. Now everything else is just unsolved. Oh yes, that's what we just found. Interesting. Were there any that we hadn't even touched? No, we definitely looked at everything from the books, as far as I know. Wait a minute. Does that have a where? We didn't even touch this one. But we do know the where now. Let's see. Where? Okay. The serpent's eye. And the serpent's eye is where the something is where the nebula is blank. Anything else there? And the serpent's eye is where something nebula... Oh, heard. But, oh, her doesn't make sense. Hold and story. Just held as in past tense? Piece, place, and sever. The serpent's eye is where the... Well, this is a place. A person. But... Maybe the key to the nebula? Where the banished nebula is reached? No, reach is held. I don't know. Are there any others that we... No, that makes sense. Oh, right. It was updated from Pilgrim. Pilgrim Garden Place. Yeah, it grew from seeds. We'll have to keep looking. I wonder if Wang's been traveling all the... No. Did he just leave? Let's see. I thought I just saw him disappear around the corner. Are you ready to go now, mistress? Not just yet. I am going to follow Huang. See precisely where he is going. He went down that path. It might just be a case where he'll appear out of a door. Oh, there he is! Ah! Run the other way! Watch him be a tad bit faster than us. Oh, yes, he is. How are we gonna keep ahead of him? This is a race for the ages. No. He is faster than us. He's gonna be disappointed that we didn't wait, probably. Unless because we got through the door. Aliya, you waited. That's because you always pause to read a book before you come in. I've made some nice discoveries out there. Let's see them then. I found this dented effigy. May I take a look? What's left of the inscription reads, "The temples will open again." Beautiful. Now, I've seen something else like that if I remember right, and it also has script. Now, where is it? I put it somewhere here. I can't see him around Aliya. Gonna say something? There we go. It was a narrow god model. It was found floating in the ghost's wake. Probably the serpent goddess. This was one end of a fractured fragment of text. Probably... itself. Moves from one place to the next. One place to the other. I think that's what it means. The serpent moves from one place to the other. I've done something wrong. Moves from one for I think it has to do with the serpent. I can add my translation for serpent to my dictionary now. Okay. The serpent moves from one to the... From one for me, you. It has to be something related to numbers. Moves from one for next? I don't understand that. The serpent moves from one for next. Huh. Do you have anything more like that? How about this? This is the script from a thin god figurine. It was found while excavating under the central archive here on Iox, back in my mother's time. So these are things related to the serpent god. This is fractured. Okay. The gods will defend you, probably protect you. I can add my translation for defend to my dictionary now. Day and moon. Oh, the circle of gods will defend you. Does the circle of gods will defend you work? Do you have anything more like that? Let me see. No, nothing comes to mind. Shall I archive the dented effigy? Take it. Good faith to you. I'll be back shortly. Now, I wonder if I can talk to Miari again. Are you ready to go yet, mistress? Don't tassel me. No, I can't. Wait. Oh, do I have to select to go up? Or will it not allow me to? Because we've already seen Miari enough this time? Well, we can keep trying to speak with Huang until everything is expended. Meantime, we can look at inscriptions. So, there's no doubt that Miari believes Aliya to be Mazwai reincarnated. Found at the base of the armless god? Serpent. Yes, the serpent god. Sky god guards the serpent's eye. Makes sense. And now we just have unsolved. So Elberethian is actually the ancient language, but people just know them as curses and unsavory things. Probably because the Empress back in the day, she had buried the robots, prevented people from knowing ancient, sailing, etc. And is she keeping them from the vault? So that no one could get there. There he is reading the book temporarily. Will he come back in? There he is. You can show me your other finds later, perhaps. Oh, he's ushering me out. I'll see you soon, Huang. See you soon. And we really can't speak with Miari again. Nope, doesn't look like it. Well then, Six, ready to hop back on the boat, go back to Elbreth, and see if we receive another message from Miari. Unless we're allowed to go back to the Withering Palace. The site of the Withering Palace. Here, emperors and their loved ones came to die. I think this place is the start of the fall of Ajax, but I don't know how. Beneath a dais ringed with ancient gods, the robots were sealed away, but someone had dug them free. I thought I'd still see some down there, endlessly rolling up and down the ramps, but above the dais was a mysterious harbour eye, which revived the ancient memories of Six. Yeah, it's warping gravity itself. Had once been a docking station. He either lied or been mistaken about the serpent's eye. Unless he had jumped down into the crystals and we didn't because Six told us not to. Yeah, Renaki is where we met Amadou. I could tell him about the servers we found under the Withering Palace, and I want to, but the game won't let me fly there. They really should let you fly to whichever moon you want to that at least still has air and such, because I can understand why they wouldn't want you to, say, go back to the mining moon and go back into the god chamber to talk with the seventh god, because then you would just die again and Six can only, well, not die, but you would pass out and Six would have to save you again and again. Let's get off this rock. This way, mistress. And so we left the university.